Ooh, baby, it's summer, and you know what that means. We got SummerSlam this Saturday, so we are here. Dante, nope, John, Dante.
You're John. I'm John. You're Dante. Give it to me.
We're here for the 2022 official SummerSlam predictions, and we're never prepared. The predictions belt is all online. Dante, if you wouldn't mind getting me a belt.
Yes, it is.
I'm coming off of the win from the AEW, whatever the fuck the last pay-per-view was called. Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door, yes, of course.
It's early.
We're rusty.
So, little change to the format. Not really a change, but everyone's always asking where the results are, and the results always kind of get thrown on some video. Now, I think we're just going to do it at the beginning of the podcast. So whenever there's some results to be had, check out the MBW podcast. It's every Friday morning.
Next Friday, that's when we'll talk about our results.
Correct. All
right,
so, without further ado, I say let's get right into it. Dante, what is the first match?
All right, so SummerSlam 2022, the Summer of Slams. First SummerSlam in July. People might not know.
People didn't know.
If you watch our SummerSlam quiz, maybe you'd find that out.
That's a spoiler. That's coming out Saturday.
Oh my God.
So that's a little. No, I like that.
Wow.
So if they're
teaser.
If they watch this video, then they watch that video, they already know that answer.
There's a point for you right there. First match: the Mysterios versus the Judgment Day. We just saw this match on Raw.
Yeah, literally the tag team match.
Just saw it, but this time it's no disqualification. So over the last few weeks, they've been teasing this return, this debut of sorts, these cryptic what are they called? Vignettes. Vignettes. That's how you say it. People are saying it's Edge, it's Bray Wyatt, this and that. I thought this person was going to come out on Monday.
Me too.
Madison Square Garden, 20th anniversary.
I also thought Dominic was going to turn.
That
on
too
Raw.
would have been something that people were expecting something big to happen. I now think that that's going to happen at SummerSlam.
Agreed. Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm going to go with the Mysterios winning because I think there will be an interference from whoever it is that is returning. So no disqualification. I think that's kind of telling us that something is going to happen.
However, they have Rhea too. Rhea's
that is
back.
true.
Rhea attacked them on Raw.
True.
So Judgment Day's in full suit.
Yep.
I agree with you. Basically the same exact thing as you're saying. However, I think maybe there's a Dominic turn. Maybe there's because we thought it would happen on Raw, and then like you said, the Edge or whoever it ends up being, I think it's going to come out. I also have Mysterios for this. The sole reason of like the winner isn't going to matter because it's going to be shenanigans.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Next one we have is Logan Paul versus The Miz. Logan Paul's much anticipated return to the ring since WrestleMania. To me, this one seems pretty cut and dry. I think it's going to be Logan Paul.
Okay.
I don't see why they would have him. He seems like a guy that's just going to go on a win streak.
Right.
Unless you disagree. I'm curious to hear what you say. But
yeah, no, I also have Logan Paul winning. I just think it's kind of like did they win at WrestleMania? I think they may have won at WrestleMania. I think they won. So regardless of whether they won or not, he got turned on. So it's like, it's kind of been like him coming back to get his revenge on The Miz, building that up. They just signed him to a contract.
Right.
I'm sure he's making a decent amount of money. Yeah. First singles match. They saw how well he did in WrestleMania. I can see him going over here. And The Miz isn't a guy that needs wins necessarily.
Yeah, he's not like in a title picture. He's not really, unfortunately, The Miz doesn't really do anything crazy.
So this doesn't affect him. This loss won't affect him at all. All right, next match, and I think this match has potential of being match of the night. You have Riddle versus Seth Rollins.
Next one, Raw Women's Championship match, Bianca Belair, the champion, versus Becky Lynch. Kind of like the a year ago was the one when Becky came back and pinned her real quick. So it's kind of the whole full circle year-long story. Bianca got the win in their previous match, I believe, right? Yeah, the WrestleMania match. I kind of see them going back and forth with it. I have Becky winning.
Yeah, Becky, okay.
I think because Becky's been going on this like whole story of like, oh, I hit rock bottom, now I'm climbing up, and she's kind of descending into madness. And I think this is going to be, it might be a little too early for her to like get that like, ooh, I'm back, like whatever heel. But I think it's a good heel win. Okay. And I think it'll set up like their third match. Okay. Because I see this kind of, I mean, who else? I don't know. Who else is Bianca going to face?
Right. Becky they're running out of people.
So I got Becky for, I think it's, I think they need a heel win. It'll set up their third match.
Okay. So this is the first one where we're disagreeing.
Fine.
I'm going Bianca on this one. So you were talking about Becky hitting rock bottom. That's kind of the story they're going with here, rock bottom Becky. And this is kind of her like, I'm back type of thing. I think there's one more level of rock bottom bottom for her to hit. I think losing.
I can see that.
Big SummerSlam match. She finally gets the match that she wants, and she loses again. Whatever happens, whether Becky wins or loses, I think they're going to slowly start building up the Becky Ronda match. I think they're going to do that single one-on-one because they were supposed to do it SummerSlam a few years ago. Becky got hurt. Then they did the triple threat match, and Becky won, but they never had a one-on-one match, which I feel like is due. I feel like that's definitely something that's going to happen before Ronda walks away for good or forever long she does again. But I'm going Bianca here. I think she needs to keep going.
Yeah.
Keep letting the reign keep going. Becky Lynch will be fine again. She's someone that could lose a million times like her husband and bounce back. So.
We talked about this when we were talking about like your take on Eddie Kingston. Kind of my same thing with Bianca. She needs that match.
Sure.
She needs that win.
Yep.
And this could potentially
be the one.
Could be like, okay, this solidified.
Yeah.
It's
like she finally gets Becky off of her back. Like she's free of Becky now. Yeah.
All right, next one. Give it.
All right, so we got Pat McAfee having his first match since WrestleMania against Happy Corbin. Now on paper, this might not be the most sexiest match in the world because Happy Corbin, I don't like his happy gimmick. I thought it was funny at first, but they've really milked it.
He's so boring.
I think Baron Corbin is a great wrestler. He's very reliable.
See, I don't.
But I think he does well with what he's given. Like before he was the Happy Corbin, he was the I forget what the name was.
It was like sad.
It was like sad Corbin. He was like, I had no money and stuff. I thought it was pretty entertaining. But Baron Corbin, I think he can put on a good match. And I think Pat McAfee can obviously put on a great match. I think Pat McAfee's going to win, but I low-key think that this match could be like better than decent. I think it has potential.
It'll be entertaining to see Pat McAfee again. I'm sure he'll do a swanton or a flip or whatever. I also have Pat McAfee, no real reason other than what is Corbin.
Yeah, I don't really understand this whole thing. I think it started because Pat McAfee just started calling him a bum ass or something like that, and they just kind of rolled with it.
This could be one where I could see Triple H seeing and like, all right, let's finish this up. Let's sweep this one under the rug.
Let's give him 10 minutes and then call it a day. Yeah, we both have McAfee, but who knows?
Next one, which I think, similar to the Riddle and Seth Rollins, I think this one's going to be the show stealer. We have the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match, the Street Profits versus the Usos with Jeff Jarrett as a special guest referee. They had a barn burner, arguably a classic at their last bout, whenever that was, the last pay-per-view at Money in the Bank. Yep. Usos obviously won that. Now, I have the Street Profits.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
The Bloodline has been on this unstoppable run. No one can touch them, blah, blah. I think it's going to do two things. One, it's going to be the first little crack.
Okay.
And it gives Roman an opportunity to be like, what the fuck, guys? And it just adds something there.
Yeah.
And then Street Profit, the incredible feel-good moment of the Street Profits getting the titles, beating the Usos. And then, it could be another thing where, kind of like the Becky and Bianca thing, where it sets up a couple more matches. Sure. They've already had, the Usos got one, Street Profits got one, maybe there's a third one.
Okay.
Maybe they keep going.
Okay.
I think this would be a SummerSlam moment, big pay-per-view. I think this is a perfect moment to get this unexpected win for the Street Profits, disrupt the Bloodline a little bit, get something going there.
I like everything.
Convincing,
I really liked everything that you said. It is very convincing, but I am going to go against you on this one. I'm going with the Usos. So everything that you said about, there being cracks and stuff, I was going to say something very similar. So I think the Usos are going to win, but I think they're eventually going to start showing. If they're going to do the whole losing the belts thing, I think they're going to build up to it a little bit more, like a little more storyline within the Bloodline. They're going to kind of build up to it. Roman's getting a little like on edge, maybe a little bit, and then the Usos, not at SummerSlam, but very soon lose, and then that's the first crack, like you said. I think what you're saying, I agree with.
Sure.
But I think it's going to happen. Not yet. I just think because what they have going on here is amazing, and I do hope that they do even have more matches after this, even whether the Usos win or lose. But I believe that I think if they're going to make the Usos lose the belts, it's got to be a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a big deal here, but I think there's just a little more they can do. Just a little more build up, even if it's the next pay-per-view. Just maybe a few more weeks. But I'm going with the Usos here, but I do think the Street Profits will win the belts very soon.
What I hope doesn't happen is I hope the Usos don't win and then Street Profits break up.
Yeah, that would be pretty
Dawkins' turn. returns.
Yeah,
whatever,
like we're hearing about the solo runs and stuff, but not yet.
Right.
Not yet. That's a little premature. Don't jump the gun on that. You have all the time in the world. Next match, U.S. Championship match. Bobby Lashley versus Theory. Theory is feuding with like 10 people right now.
I know, he's in every storyline.
He's feuding with Roman, Brock, Dolph. He's up everyone's ass nowadays. The Usos. I'm going Bobby Lashley just because I don't think Theory's Money in the Bank. He doesn't need a belt right now. And Bobby Lashley just won it, and he's a credible champ. I mean, he's Bobby Lashley, so yeah, I'm going Bobby Lashley.
I could see it going either way. Either they give it back to Theory, so now he's the U.S. champ. Who they're not doing anything with the U.S. title anyway.
Right, exactly.
And I'm also this. I don't know. I also have Bobby Lashley for the sake of it seems like a match that they just kind of painted themselves into a corner that they just have to have.
Yeah, right.
And then Bobby will keep it. Theory, this whole Theory cash-in thing doesn't need it. Bobby Lashley, who cares?
This is probably going to be one of the worst matches of the or at least interesting, I should say.
Next one, SmackDown Women's Championship, Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. A controversial match. Liv just got the feel-good belt. Everyone loves her as the champ. Ronda, part-timer, potentially on her way out sooner than later again. Maybe. I'm just kind of saying that. I don't know. Who do you have?
She could get mad that people are booing her again. I'm going Liv Morgan.
Oh, wow. Me too.
Okay. I really want Liv to win.
I think it's mostly because I want her to win.
It's more emotion in this pick and anything because I just don't understand the point. And they've done this in the past. It's like Money in the Bank champs. You win it. You get the cheap pop just to lose a month later.
Oh, yeah.
That's stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you've had this Liv Morgan build up for like a year or two now. Fans love her. She gets great reactions. Why not, have her have a good run? Beating Ronda clean is definitely that's definitely a little... I don't know if I'm a fan of that because Ronda's supposed to be baddest.
I feel like something will happen.
I think something's gonna happen where Liv will retain, but
maybe
something
Theory
sketchy.
Cashes in.
Maybe Theory cashes in. Maybe Charlotte returns or something like that and costs Ronda the match. I just really hope they make the right decision, have Liv win, and for God forbid Ronda wins. Have her be a heel. Don't have her win and continue to be a babyface. If for whatever reason Ronda's going to win, if there's one good thing I can take out of that is that she'd be a heel after it. Because fans are going to boo her if she wins. Roll with it. And Triple H being head of creative, he listened. He actually listens to reactions and stuff. I think he would properly turn Ronda, but I really want Liv to win. She deserves to win.
And again, maybe it's an emotional thing. I was watching some clips the other day and I saw a clip of Batista coming out as world champion. And I was like, I miss when other people could be champion.
Right, yeah.
Like
doesn't have to be the same people over and over again.
Back then, Batista was a champion. A couple months later, JBL was the champion. A couple months later, Jack Swagger was the champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had a good mix of guys.
But everyone could be, it wasn't just the only champions we can have, Roman, Brock, Charlotte, Ronda.
Right.
That's it. No one else can be champion.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of the reason why I really want Liv to win, because it's someone else.
Yeah, exactly. It's a breath of fresh air,
it's working.
honestly. And exactly, it works. Fans love her. She's very, I don't know if sometimes they put out, these video, they put out a few videos over the last few weeks of her just, talking about the win and stuff, how much wrestling. Oh, yeah. She's I never came from a wrestling family, I had to do this.
And she's great, she's on social media with the belt. Yeah, she's great
very believable. She's very, it's very easy for fans to, relate to her and, attach themselves to her. So, we'll give her a good run, please. Just let that happen. Last match of the night for the very last time, or at least so they say.
Yeah.
At least so they say.
Is that what they're saying for the last time?
They said this is the last match ever.
I bet.
Last man standing match for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. John, I think the smart move is having Roman retain here and ending the rivalry, close the chapter. And if I'm gonna just go on my little theory of what I think's gonna happen, and then I'll let you give your side. So
pop off, sis.
Roman Reigns versus The Rock, I think is all but confirmed to happen at WrestleMania this year. I do not believe that match needs to have any belts on the line. Roman Reigns, when their feud started back 2015, Roman and Brock wrestled handful of times between the 2015-2018 era. Roman would always be the one to lose. I don't know what the head-to-head record is right now, but I think it's gotten very close over the last few years. He's won at Crown Jewel, he's won at WrestleMania, whatever. I think Roman Reigns wins this, closes the chapter, and kind of makes it even because Brock was really like running over Roman at first. Now Roman kind of evened it out. Roman wins. Brock doesn't need the belts. I don't even know if Brock sticks around, to be honest with you, now that Vince is gone.
This could be his last,
SmackDown. This literally could be his last. So just to be safe as well, keep it on Roman. And I think at some point in the near future, we talked about cracks earlier. It starts with the Usos. Roman starts to get a little paranoid, starts to be on edge, whether he gets cashed in on or he loses. Whether it's a distraction from The Rock or whatever it is, Roman Reigns isn't going to be champ for much longer. I think the Bloodlines...
You saying you think The Rock's going to come out tonight?
So not SummerSlam. I think very shortly after, they're going to really start building that up. Because even on Raw this past week...
SummerSlam would be the spot to start it.
I think it wouldn't be bad if at the end... So at the end of SummerSlam last year, Roman beat John, held up the belt. Show's about to end, Brock comes out. I can see Roman holding the championship over Brock. Rock comes out, but nothing happens. Just Rock just kind of says like, "Hey, I'm here, I'm around." Then that kind of just sets the tone for the feud going forward. Enough talking from me. I'm going Roman Reigns, but I'm very interested to see what goes on after this.
Yeah, I'm also going Roman. I like all that. I basically agree with all of it. I think they have no, what would be the point of them just flip-flopping the belts again? Because let's say Brock wins, then we know they're just going to do Brock versus Roman
who's
again.
He gonna face? You know
exactly.
What I mean?
And this is SummerSlam. So, this is a pay-per-view where it should be big things happen, big things come to a close. It's kind of like, a reset before WrestleMania.
Right, yeah. If Brock wins, you already know, it's last match ever, but if Brock wins, Roman's going to be like, I wanted my rematch and stuff like that. So it's is it actually going to end?
I could see them, like you said, I could see them starting to set up The Rock, maybe even John Cena. Maybe. Because he's been rumored. I mean, we thought he was going to have a match at SummerSlam.
It's kind of disappointing that he's not wrestling.
I honestly don't have much to add. There's no story here than what we've already seen. Obviously there's this the bigger story of Roman and Brock, but ultimately it's nothing like new or what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I think adding the last man standing match just does add a little bit more.
For sure.
Okay, it's gonna be violent. It's gonna be
maybe some sort of conclusion.
Yeah, right. It'll be a very convincing win to whoever.
Goldberg comes out.
Goldberg. The rumor was when Brock walked out, they were saying
going to call it. That's what I heard.
Thank God that didn't happen.
So I also have Roman, but for an additional point.
Yes.
Now, I think it's, Theory is already saying I'm going to cash in.
Yeah.
So we could either do yes or no, do you think he's going to cash in? I think maybe the more fun way to do it would be, let's assume he cashes in.
Okay.
Because that's kind of, he already said either way he's going to cash in. Let's assume he cashes in. Does Theory win or not? No matter who it is, whether it's he cashes on Brock, cashes on Roman. Does Theory win the cash in? Because that kind of throws a wrench in your whole
storyline, right? So I'm gonna give you the same answer to both.
Do you think he's gonna? Even though we're assuming, do you think he's gonna cash in?
No.
Interesting.
He's gonna cash in, and if he does cash in, I don't think he's gonna win.
Okay.
Now the reason why is because it's too early. I think he will cash in at some point and win. I don't know if it's on Roman or down the line, whatever. I do think people might disagree with me, but I think they're doing a good job with Theory because they're throwing him. It's kind of crazy how he's feuding different people, but they're doing that because they want him to be on TV. They want him to be thrown. They want fans to be familiar with him, and they are, and they hate him, which could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing, but he's a heel. He's getting heel heat, so I think that works. Build it up a little bit more. You know what I could see happening? Roman wins. Theory comes out to cash. Who comes out to save him? The Rock takes out Theory, and they just have a stare down.
Only problem with that is,
be something.
Does Roman really need to be saved?
No,
from
maybe
Theory?
not saved. Maybe not saved, but or maybe The Rock comes out first, and then Theory comes out saying, "I'm gonna cash in," and then Rock is just like, "This is my spotlight." So whatever. Answer the question. No. I do think he will cash it in. I think it will be a successful cash in, but not. I legitimately think he should hold on to it for 8-9 months.
Yeah,
a long money in the. We haven't seen that in forever. Let that happen.
I think he is going to cash in, and I think he's going to get killed.
Oh, that would be funny, to be honest.
Vince is out.
That's true. His daddy's gone.
He's gone. Again, maybe it's too far behind the curtain, whatever. I could see, let's say Roman wins. Theory, I promised, cash in. Whatever, maybe I don't know if Theory has any friends. Maybe someone comes in,
helps him out,
tries to help him out, cash it in. bulldozed. Bulldozed.
Yeah.
And just it would kind of be a shitty way to do the Money in the Bank thing.
Sure.
But I think it's a little bit. It would be
like
like
would love it, to be honest.
The fans would love it. It would be a yet another thing to just like boom, like Roman. To be like, nothing can,
Right.
I don't know. I'm really curious what they're gonna do. I do agree with you. Where like I would like to see him hold it if they're gonna run with a theory with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Right.
They should run it till WrestleMania.
Yeah, I would be pretty annoyed if he won. If he pinned Roman Reigns, even though it's like a Money in the Bank situation. I think that's
again, they're painting themselves into a corner with this.
Right.
It's just like, can they really have Theory cash in? And like, imagine Theory as an undisputed. Like,
I don't know, it's not believable. Work. It's not. It can be believable, not yet. No, what I think would be cool is because we're talking with we're looking ahead here. We're looking ahead. So you're saying it would be cool if you held it to like WrestleMania. Yeah. Now let's paint a picture here. So down the line, we get Seth versus Roman again. They walk past each other on Raw this past week, kind of planting those seeds again. Seth, whether it's get some help from someone to Rock, or just wins cleanly, wins the belt. Who comes back at Royal Rumble? Cody Rhodes. Guess who wins the Royal Rumble? Cody Rhodes. Guess who fights at WrestleMania for the World Championship?
Bray Wyatt.
Cody Rhodes versus Seth. Guess who wins? Cody. Guess who ruins that right after? Theory. Cody's a better babyface because of that. Theory is a much bigger heel after that, and then it'll be a feel-good moment when Cody wins.
I like all that. It just goes back to they just gotta.
It all comes down to what happens at SummerSlam.
They gotta let other players be top guys. They gotta let other players play.
Let the players play, guys. So that's the name of the game.
We'll stop talking. I'm sure we'll keep talking about this on the pod, but those are our predictions. Again, results will be not this Friday, but the next Friday pod episode. Thank you guys. Please leave all your predictions in the comments below. We want to hear your thoughts and your theories and your Austin theories. Let us know if you agree, you disagree. What are your takes? Everything we want to hear about. It's gonna be an interesting pay-per-view. I think
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too, as well. We'll have our little SummerSlam quiz the Saturday morning before the pay-per-view. That's very exciting. That's it. I'm getting delirious. Dante, good luck.
John, good luck. Hey, one more time.
See you guys at SummerSlam.
See ya.